I am making snickerdoodles. Tallow from a friend down the road from her cattle. And then just get everything mixed. And I don't have a mixer, so everything is hand mixed here. So you want to make sure your butter is nice and soft. Oh, and this is so cool, because you can see the tallow's a little whiter on there. All right. Time to stop being awkward and grab the fork. All right, so we have that. Poop. Sort of yellow, sort of white, sort of mixed together. Looks actually a little bit like a oleo, maybe. Nah, oleo's all white. All right, and we need a cup and a half of sugar. And since I'm a hippie, I am doing coconut sugar. And here's the deal, I'm really bad at measuring. So there we go, half cup. And you want them mixed together. This is called creaming. Way easier to do if you have a mixer. Even a hand mixer is fabulous for this. All right, not totally creamed. We still got some chunks of tallow in here. And we've got 2 eggs. And these are for my chickens. So this is sort of fun. Tallow from a neighbor, eggs for my chickens. This is mixed well. Not totally mixed well, but we're gonna roll with it. Coconut sugar does not mix like regular white sugar, but we will do our best. All right, so we've got 2 3/4 cups of flour, our cream of tartar, salt, baking soda, mixed in with the flour. So you mix your dry ingredients separately from these. And when you have your flour and everything together, just make sure you give it a little mix. Choop, 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 choop. And make sure you use a bigger bowl. In my house, I either have these bowls or I have gigantic bowls, and I hate using gigantic bowls to make cookies. All right, so let's talk about this. Tallow isn't completely soft in here, so it's not mixed. So there's gonna be some chunks in there that we're just gonna try to work out a little bit more. So these might not be a super smooth cookie, but they're still gonna be good cookies. And I made a total mistake and put my cream of tartar in here, which you're supposed to mix in the other part. So I did an extra teaspoon of cream of tartar and put it in with the dry. So, okay, got some of that broken up as best as I can. And if there was a mixer, this would be a lot easier. But if you are in a small kitchen, you don't have all the fancy equipment, this is how you can do it. All right, so let's see, got a light flipped on. So we're just gonna mix in a little bit of flour at a time. If you mix in too much too soon, it gets clumpy. So we've got this. And that's mixed well. So then you add a little bit more. And when you're mixing, just always make sure you push down to the bottom if you're in a short bowl, and then just make sure you're getting that bottom so you don't have any clumps of flour. All right. Wow, that looks really yummy. And if you're using a mixer, just use it on low and get the flour and stuff mixed in. Scrape down your sides, check your bottom of the mixer, and then add more. You don't want to overmix cookies too much. Oops, back. There we go. That's our cookie. All right. Let's rest for flour. And our oven's been heating on 400. And the cook time is like 8 to 10 minutes. So these are not going to be a super cakey cookie. These are probably going to be a little thinner. And this is the first time I've tried this recipe. I usually make chocolate chip cookies, which are a little different. But cookies always have the same start. You cream your sugar into your butter, lard, tallow, shortening, combination thereof. Add eggs, vanilla if it calls for it in the recipe, and then you add your dry ingredients. And your dry ingredients are mixed separately, given a little mix to make sure all the teaspoon stuff is mixed into the cup of flour, whatever you got. I used all-purpose flour this time. I've got gluten-free flour from Bob's Red Mill, but it's a garbanzo bean base, and I found it tends to make a little heartier flavor to it. And I just wanted to try this to see how it was gonna go. All right, wash my hands real quick. All right, and then I'm just gonna use my hand for this last little bit. All right, so we got that. Because I want to keep as few as dishes, I want to dirty as few dishes as possible. Sorry, grabbed my cookie sheet. And that's the thing, you should always have your cookie sheet out first, prepped with whatever Nonstick, you're gonna do parchment, Pam spray, nonstick spray, a little bit of olive oil, whatever you're doing, and get that done first. So then you can just plop everything. All right, so it said cinnamon and sugar we're gonna do on top. This is my really old package of cinnamon, and it said 3 tablespoons. And that is definitely not 3 tablespoons, but we're gonna see how it goes. And it said equal parts sugar to cinnamon. Okay. A little more sugar. And this is organic evaporated cane sugar. There you go. See how it's a little granular in there? Not just a smooth, like here's just the cinnamon by itself, and then this is the mix. So you see a little bit of the granulation, you know it's mixed. All right. It didn't say do a log or anything, didn't say what size, so we're just gonna do some cookies. All right, and you just take the top, flip it. You got that pressed in there. Now, if you're using regular white sugar, your cookies are gonna be whiter than with this. So I did a ball and I did a flat, and we're gonna see how they turn out. And usually place your cookies about 2 inches apart or whatever your recipe recommends. Let's see if these will give us some shape. The chocolate chip cookies I made last week, you just dolloped onto the tray. And if you're really OCD, you can get a little ice cream scoop to dish them out. I think these are gonna be big cookies. So we'll see how they go. There's definitely still pieces of tallow in this, so we'll see what happens. And you don't want to like space your cookies too close together, so it's better to just do a second batch to reuse your tray than to do all in one. And then they all come together, and then you got to cook longer. And yeah, see, there's still that piece of tallow. We're gonna see how that works. All right, so these are our first 12, and there you go. That's our first pot. And because we used just 2 dishes, there's that, and then here's our first batch. So these are the ones that were flatter. See, they have a little more, and these are a little thicker. These were just the bowls. So the next tray I went ahead and made like that.